Hello, POSimulator. This is Tyki125 here, and I'm bringing you guys a really nice Pokemon Online narrated battle in the Wi-Fi LU tier against the players Luck Greater Than Skill and Platinum. So Luck is bringing a Slowking, a Scolipede, an Aggron, a Gligar, a Rotom Cut, and a Houndoom, whereas Platinum is bringing a Tangrowth, a Quagsire, a Muk, a Kabutops, a Sigilyph, and a Gallade. Both teams look very well balanced. Tanks and sweepers, so let's just get on with this battle, shall we? So, Luck decides to lead off with his Rotom Cut, whereas Platinum leads off with Kabutops. So, Luck decides just to go straight for the Leaf Storm, where Platinum switches into her Muk. Luck was probably predicting the Quagsire switch, predicting Platinum to predict the Volt switch, but Muk was definitely the best switch, taking either of the stabs because of its great special bulk. And now, Luck's gonna want to switch out because he's probably Scarfed, so Scolipede is the best switch. And now he goes for the Earthquake, while Platinum switches out into Kabutops. Earthquake hits Muk and Kabutops, but Earthquake reveals that this is an offensive Scolipede, as the hazard setting one usually does not carry Earthquake. And Platinum just gets off her rocks, whereas Scolipede is just going to go for the Mega Horn on this next turn. Quagsire avoids it, but it's going to be resisted anyway, so I doubt it would do that much damage. Now she just goes for the Scald. Gets a crit, but doesn't do anything even with the crit to the Rotom. Rotoms are generally pretty bulky. And now she's just going to, for the trick here, trying to catch something, but the Muk has Sticky Hold, so that doesn't work, and she is locked into Trick. So now Luck has to switch out, and he goes into his Gligar. Because Gligar is a very good Pokemon at LU. It's banned now because it was so good. It's very good defensive wall and also has some offensive prowess. Poison Jab does nothing, doesn't even get the 30% chance of poison. So Platinum is forced to go into her Sigilyph now. Bringing in the Sigilyph probably means a Life Orb set with Ice Beam. It could be the Stored Power set, but probably not on a Gligar. Here we see the Ice Beam, so Life Orb set, Magic Guard makes Life Orb not do damage, so that's awesome. But want to switch out because Houndoom has Dark Pulse, which will kill like any Sigilyph pretty much. So Platinum has to go into her Muk to resist it. So now Luck's doing another switch into Gligar, stopping this Muk in its tracks. Yet again, Poison Jab, crit, still does nothing, and no poison, which leads to believe this Gligar may or may not be immunity. Generally most run Sand Veil, because immunity is illegal with Roost and Stealth Rock. But now Rotom's back in, and Platinum just goes into her Sigilyph here, on the double switch. But doesn't want to stay in, take a Volt switch, so goes into Quagsire now, drawing the Volt switch, and now Luck is forced to go for the hard switch here, because Choice Card Rotom, again, can't do anything to Quagsire when it's locked in Volt Switch. So Gligar comes in here now, which is bad switch in my opinion, because Scald is going to come because Platinum has no reason to switch out, and gets the burn, kills off the Gligar. Burn was a little hacksy, but still, I do not agree with that switch. Slowking comes in now. Generally Slowkings are especially bulky, but we're going to see here from this Scald that Slowking is Specs. Quagsire has a lot more bulk than that, and Platinum goes for the Toxic, thinking it's going to be a wall too, but nope, Specs, and Specs really doesn't mind Toxic because Slowking's going to be switching in and out a lot because of that big Regenerator boost. So Tangrowth comes in, it really is taking that Scald pretty poorly for Tangrowth. Tangrowths are very bulky, maybe not on the special defensive side, but still, they have really good bulk. So not wanting to take a Grass-type move, Luck goes into Rotom. He needs Sleep Fodder too, so Rotom's pretty good Sleep Fodder. It's pretty much dead at this point. Platinum's playing very well around this Rotom, so can't really do anything about it. So now Luck goes into the Houndoom, threatening out the Tangrowth, but it also predicts the HP Fire. So Flash Fire boost, Platinum is not going to want to stay in here. So Quagsire comes in, and it's not going to live a Fire Blast because Flash Fire, and also that Quagsire is at very low health. Despite how bulky Quagsire it is, it's not going to be able to take that Life Orb to. Houndoom's gonna die off to the next life orb thing, but Platinum's just not gonna let that last hit come, because Galade's gonna come in and just go for the Shadow Sneak, kill off the Houndoom, and now it is 5-4 in Platinum's advantage. So Galade's in, and Luck decides to send in the Slowking here. Now, Platinum's like, okay, this thing is Psyshock, that's what Spec Slowkings do. I'm gonna go into Sigalith because I resist it. But nope, just goes to the Fire Blast and does a huge chunk to the Sigalith. But now, Sigalith outspeeds, and this Slowking is just there, but she has to switch out. It's not, none of the moves the Sigalith can have can take out the Slowking. So it goes into Muck here. It's a 2-hit KO on Muck, so Platinum's on a really bad position here. She has to stall out Toxic turns on the Slowking in order to kill it. But Regenerator makes the Toxic pretty much useless now, because 33% of HP on a switch out and resets Toxic turns. Aggron comes in, Muck's not going to want to take a physical hit, special wall, and Platinum just fodders out her Kabutops so she can get a free switch into something that can take out the Aggron. Platinum decides to choose Galade as her switch, because fighting is 4 times effective on Aggron, and she thinks it's going to force a switch, so she goes with the substitute for free sub. But Aggron's just going to go for the head smash, probably predicting the substitute, because a lot of Galades nowadays are sub bulk up, which I'm assuming is Platinum's spread. So now Luck decides to switch out, but Platinum just like, I'm just going to go for the sub again, maybe he'll switch, maybe he'll miss the head smash. And he does switch, so Galade's in a sub, but he can't do anything to Scolipede because Shadow Sneak is his coverage move choice instead of Night Slash, which does nothing to the Scolipede. And, like, seriously, Life Orb's like doing as much as this Shadow Sneak, so Platinum's gonna need to switch out. Galade is very frail on the physical side, so she goes into Muck right now, which I'm honestly not that sure why. Mega Horn's resisted, but Luck unfortunately gets the crit, unfortunately for Platinum. So Muck's not going to be able to take a second one, so she has to switch out. Goes into Tank Growth, which I don't really agree with this switch. Maybe she thought that Tank Growth was the worst asset to her team at that moment, though, again, I feel like foddering off Tank Growth like that is never a good option if you can help it. So Muck comes back in. I would have just let it die, and she's lucky Mega Horn missed, and Sleep Talk actually pulls the Poison Jab, which is really, really lucky that happens. Most of the time that wouldn't happen, so again, I really disagree with that Tank Growth switch. I would have foddered out Muck, because it's a sleeping, low HP Muck. Aggron comes in now, so Heavy Slam not wanting to risk the head smash miss, so Muck is now down. So Platinum is quickly running out of options. She has Sigalith right here, and as you're going to see, HP ground clean 1-hit KO on that Aggron, because Aggron has a very bad special defensive stat. So back at 2-2, but this Slowking is just taking a shit on Platinum's team right now. It's pretty much back at full health now. Psyshock is the best thing Platinum can do, because worse physical defense, but locking into Psyshock, it's just killing off this Sigalith. So Platinum's only chance right now is to sub-stall the Slowking, so it's low enough in toxic damage that a Shadow Sneak will kill, but as you're gonna see, Psyshocks are breaking the sub, definitely, because bad physical defense and specs, and Platinum can only get one more sub off, and the Slowking is going to be left at actually 25% HP. Keep a mental note of that. So right now, Galade has to go with Shadow Sneak, but Luck can just go switch out, get the Regenerator boost, fodder off the Rotom, so that Slowking will be at enough health that it can actually survive the Shadow Sneak and be able to take out the Galade with the Psyshock. Now, the reason why I told you to take a mental note of how much HP Slowking had is, look, Shadow Sneak doesn't even do 25%. Didn't even matter because toxic damage doesn't affect on the last turn. So, that is a good game between those two battlers. So I hope you guys like it. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, do whatever you feel like doing. My channel will hopefully be in the description below. I'm Tyki125, and thank you for watching.